Um, the dada movement, it was all about being anti-art. When I showed the pieces of work, you'll probably go, yeah, okay, I've seen these pieces, I didn't know that was dada. Okay, so it's all about shock, trying to shock people. It's all about protest, and it's about not being art at all, like art having no meaning whatsoever. Okay, so that's what the dada movement was actually all about. The actual name itself, dada, really has no relevance to what it's about either. Does anyone know what the word dada actually, where it came from? Does anyone care? It doesn't really bother me where it comes from, but it's actually apparently that this is supposedly the guys that sort of came up with the name opened up a French dictionary and they just pointed to the first word they came to, and it happened to be dada, which actually means a child's play horse. So it's bizarre. So it was around 1915 that this actually this movement sort of started. So their philosophy was about absolute freedom, so they could just do whatever they wanted to do. They didn't have to follow any sort of rules that were of that current time. Basically, whatever they wanted to do, they just did it. So dada was probably more so literacy based, like it was more about like poems and writings and manifestos and all that sort of stuff, probably than art. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that I'm talking about here now is probably more so about visual art than graphic design. But I do want to show you some stuff later that has influenced graphic design. So there is work that's produced that's got these influences, but at that time it was probably more so visual art type work, fine art that was being produced. I'll just let you read through that. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of the dada sort of style and movement. So it's kind of, it was a weird kind of one because as you can read from that first one, it's sort of a non-movement, so they really didn't want to be categorised, they didn't really want to be seen as actually producing really anything of any sort of value. It was sort of stuff that had no sort of art value. Dada had one rule, and that was don't follow any sort of known rules, so they basically didn't want to be associated with anyone else. Basically, you just do your own thing, basically. They, as I've sort of mentioned earlier, they tried to really shock people, which I think they did. And in some of the images I show, you can see that that's what they. At that time, it would have been hugely shocking, but I think today, looking at it, it's like we've become used to it, so it's not sort of shocking. I don't know. It's hard to say. Is there anything that we get shocked by now? Like if you went to an art gallery, is there stuff that shocks you? Do you think it's sort of lost its that shock value? Has anyone been to an art gallery recently and seen stuff they've just gone, no, I don't want to look at that?
I think what I saw was actually crap.
Yeah, like more so from, probably not. Yeah, crap. Yeah, you get shocked by crap, but like something like a topic that maybe is a little bit confronting. But it's interesting stuff to talk about, particularly when you look at this stuff that they purposely went out to try and shock people. So dada art is nonsensical. It's got basically at the time they were kind of serious about what they were doing, even though they basically their work made no sense. I'll flick through. So dada's art could have been basically anything really. There was no particular style for it. There was not like what really had like Art Nouveau and things like that. This could have been sculpture, it could have been tapestries, plaster, basically sort of anything. Even to the point of assemblage. And assemblage art was about found objects, putting found objects together to create something new. And an assemblage artist, people like Joseph Beuys, and Joseph Cornell. If anyone's interested in that type of assemblage art stuff, like they're a couple of artists. Joseph Cornell, I just absolutely love him, his work. But they fall into the area of assemblage, and dada could have been that type of work as well.
Regarded as art philosophy over actual set style.
Yeah, it was probably more. Yeah, you're right. Probably more so the philosophy of it than there was no distinctive style. Okay, so I'll just let you read through the last little bit of that. That last little line kind of sums it up. They didn't want to be. They didn't want to be accepted. Okay. I've just popped a list of artists that were associated with the dada movie. There's a whole bunch of them there, but the ones that I'd probably investigate further is hands up. Probably, definitely Marcel Duchamp, or I've been told it should be Marcel Duchamp. Max Ernst. They're probably the ones that I've looked at. There's others, certainly look at the others, but probably the most well-known ones are those three that I've just read out.
Was Dali involved with that stuff? I don't agree. He was a surrealist, but I think some of his work now, knowing this, is a bit of a bit dada.
Yeah, I think it sort of crosses because obviously the surrealists would extend from this movement. Yeah, Dali certainly he's such a strange man. When I was doing the research, I found this video of a game show back in about 1950. I think it was back in those early days. It was a game show. I can't remember what the show was, and it was like those questions where the three contestants were blindfolded. And then they had to ask questions to guess who that guest was, and it was Salvador Dali. And just the answers to his questions were just so he was saying yes, he is that type of person, and then the game show host had to say, whisper in his ear and go, no, you're not. You have to say no to that answer. He was just saying yes to everything. It was like, do you? That's right. One of the questions was, when you're doing your work, do you normally wear less clothes than what you're wearing now? And he was like, yes.
Why not?
And then the guy said, no, well, that's misleading. People really don't know what you are now. Yeah, if you do a bit of a search on YouTube for Salvador Dali game show or something, it goes for a while. It's all black and white, obviously. A few other ones there. Probably the one couple out of there that I definitely look at is Man Ray, who did a lot of photographic type work. That's what he's well known for. And down at the bottom there, the other person is Kurt Schwitters, that I'll definitely have a bit more of a look at as well. Just talk a little bit about Marcel. Has everyone seen work from Marcel Duchamp? Probably the one piece you've seen or know of is the urinal. Pretty much most people would have seen that at some point. So I'll just read a bit of that. He's best known for the ready-made as what it's referred to as, which is the ready-made, which is basically found objects. It's using found objects in visual art. And I guess this is where he took the urinal out of its normal context and put it into an art gallery. And at the time, that was hugely shocking to the general public. It's just something that we use in a different context, was seen as dirty, and it's just like, well, I guess that's what I was thinking. Before, when I was saying about shocking stuff, I was thinking, it's not really that. Today, if you saw it, you would not be shocked at all.
I think we'll work with it now, but we still have 19th century thinking of
yeah, that's true.
It's an artist's job to make people think.
So it is. that's an interesting fact as well. And I guess that's where it says there that perhaps his greatest contribution though is the way he almost single-handedly shifted the focus away from art, to focus of art away from strictly visual onto a mental. So yeah, so basically you just summed it up there with making us artists are there to make us think. Like this piece here, the actual Mona Lisa. This apparently at the time was like shocked everyone. Everyone was horrified at the fact that he would paint a moustache onto the Mona Lisa. It was kind of people I think thought he was trying to take away from the fact that it was the Mona Lisa and trying to degrade it a little bit. But I think I'm not 100% sure if that's what he was trying to do with that. I think it certainly made us think. Does anyone sort of have a shot at why they think he may have done this to that famous painting?
Just a shock.
Just shock? Yeah, I think shocking is one of the things. Humour? Yeah, well we know dada, there was a humour element to dada. It probably also could have been to maybe make us think, I don't know, things that maybe like trying to make it more real, I guess, maybe. Just maybe trying to make art, bring it down a level, maybe, because people thought it was too,
Maybe they thought it was over-glorified and needed to be taken down, I think.
I'm glad you're there, because basically that's what I was thinking in my head, but I didn't know how to verbalise it, so yeah, the people like had it up on pedestal, basically. It's really, should it be there? The famous ones that you've seen. This one, it's sort of, like I love looking at this stuff and trying to work out what it meant, but really knowing the philosophy of the dada's, there's no meaning whatsoever, really. You could read stuff into it. And there's the urinal.
Isn't it meant to be a portrait of someone? That's what you called it in the social.
It was a portrait.
Yeah.
I
think so.
You're not
It's
right.
nothing special, it's just written with name on it and stuff like that. Nothing else.
Just put it on the thing in a gallery. Nut. I'm not sure who Nut was at the time. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like he just went,
Yeah.
done.
Which is what they're all about. Just like taking something out of context and putting it in a gallery. And I think there's still a lot of people, like a lot of people out there today that would just, if you did this and they went to a gallery, they'd go, I could have done that. That's not art. You hear it all the time.
That's what I could have done that.
I could have done that. My dog could have done that.
But it didn't.
But it didn't. Did your dog think of that? I wonder if it had been, if it was a brand new one or whether it was a dirty one. Don't know. I've never really thought about that till then.